Hi, let's talk about Sirius Black. Sirius is a person of deep conviction, which usually he acts on. And he shows this early in life by rebelling against pretty much everything his family stands for. Now, whether Sirius rebels against him because he wants to have no part in that, and because he wants to actually try to be good, or because he just is rebelling against his family, I don't know. But the fact is that he does rebel against them. He is the first of his family line to be sorted into Gryffindor, the home of the brave. There will be spoilers. If you haven't read the books yet, go read them! Having recently read these books, it seems obvious to me that the thing that leads to all the tragedy in Sirius's life is because of the thing that he values the most and holds so important, which is the power of friendship. Sounds cheesy, I know. But I'm not talking about My Little Pony, friendship is magic. I'm talking about strong, deep, I would do anything in the world for you type of friendship. And like his strong convictions, he usually acts on it. And it leads to the biggest betrayal in his life and the life of some of his friends. Like so many characters in the Harry Potter universe, Sirius makes the best friends of his life at Hogwarts. Remus Lupin, James Potter, Peter Pettigrew, along with Sirius Black, form the Marauders. And these four support each other through all kinds of shenanigans, misbehavior. They even support each other during a very illegal act, which becomes very important to the plot later. And when these friends find out about Remus Lupin being a werewolf, which, by the way, the wizarding world, super racist. Remus wasn't going to be able to go to school. It was through the kindness of Dumbledore that he was even able to go, and he sure did not expect to make any friends there. The fact that 3 other people were willing to be his best friends, I'm sure, was more than he could have ever imagined or expected. And I don't know about the other 2, but for Sirius especially, because of how much he values friendship, when he sees a situation where it seems like his friend is against the entire world, because they are, no one likes werewolves. This does not deter him from being Remus's friend. In fact, it makes him more determined to be more firmly on his friend's side and stand by his friend and face the rest of the world with him. Sirius supports his friends no matter what, no matter the consequences. And this shows itself to the biggest degree in the fact that the 3 friends of Remus choose to become animagi. Becoming an unregistered animagi is illegal. But for someone like Sirius, breaking the law for his friend is worth it. By the way, I would normally not tell you to encourage your friends to break the law. I don't think that's being a good friend. But I've also never been friends with a werewolf, so what do I know? In one of the memories we see from Professor Snape, we know that Sirius and his friend James are willing to be bullies out of boredom. We really hope that Sirius would grow out of this tendency on his own, like we know James did, but we also know that at some point, Sirius played a prank on Severus that could have gotten Severus killed. The only reason that Snape escaped was because James stepped in and felt guilty, and Sirius always kind of thought that James spoiled his fun, and the animosity between Snape and Sirius lasts for their whole lives. When we see them interacting as adults, they have never forgiven nor forgotten. And I find myself wondering what path Sirius would take if not for these friends he has around him. We know he comes from a family of dark wizards, and we know that he gets bored and is willing to do things that are mean out of boredom. So if he didn't have his friends around him, and he graduates from Hogwarts and some of his teenage rebellion starts to wear off, is he going to, out of boredom, then join Voldemort and his army because he needs something to do and he's smart, so he'll be an asset to them anyway? I don't know, and I'm glad we didn't have to find out. Because Sirius values his friends, they all want to join the Order of the Phoenix and fight against Voldemort. Sirius wants to be where his friends are, fighting the same fight as them, standing by them. In what is his biggest act of putting his friends first and being willing to sacrifice himself for his friends is choosing to become secret keeper for James and Lily. And Sirius steps up to say, I will be your secret keeper. You can trust me, which meant that their life and the life of their son was in Sirius's hands. But James and Lily weren't worried. They were confident that they could trust in Sirius. They knew that Sirius would rather die than betray them. They had no reason not to believe that. They're right. That is what Sirius would do, because that's the kind of person he is. Sirius falls victim to the very human failing of thinking that everyone else is how you are, meaning people who are liars always think they're being lied to, cheaters always suspect they're being cheated on, and Sirius, always putting friendship first in his life, believes that other people will do the same, which leads to big betrayal. At the last minute, Sirius proposes to James and Lily that Peter Pettigrew becomes secret keeper. No one will expect it to be Peter, and Sirius thinks that Peter will hold his bond of friendship for the Potters just as sacred as he himself would. And the Potters can trust Peter because friendship, right? The depth with which Sirius holds friendship important to him, I think, will equal the depth of the pain that he feels from the betrayal of Peter. And that depth of pain and anger helps keep him sane once he's in Azkaban. No one stays sane in Azkaban. Dementors suck the joy out of your life. But the depth of his pain and the strength of his anger, coupled with the absolute knowledge that he was innocent because he didn't betray the Potters and he did not kill those muggles that he was accused of, helped keep him sane enough that when he does finally see the newspaper article with Peter's animagus form, his fury is rekindled to the point where he is able to escape Azkaban, the unescapable wizard prison. No one's ever escaped before until now. So if Sirius already wasn't famous enough, now he gets a little more fame for being the first to break out. So Sirius goes and tries to hunt down Peter at Hogwarts, which is not an easy feat. The only way he can manage this is because he can turn into a dog, which nobody knows about except for Remus Lupin, who's teaching there and doesn't tell anybody because he doesn't want to disappoint Dumbledore for trusting him. But so much there, Remus Lupin will get his own video. And during his time hiding out at Hogwarts and trying to get to Peter, he's getting more and more impatient with his inability to get to Peter. He sneaks into school more than once. He gets Crookshanks on his side, which causes this huge rift between Ron and Hermione. But while he's hiding around Hogwarts trying to get his revenge, he is able to keep a little bit of a watch on Harry, his godson. He's been able to do no godfatherly duties at all. The one thing he's able to do is send Harry his fancy new broomstick, and he sneaks into a Quidditch game and gets to see Harry be amazing at this sport that his father was also amazing at. But Sirius does eventually corner Peter. Sirius is able to grab Ron, who's holding Peter, and drag him to the Shrieking Shack, where he is found by Harry and Hermione and Remus Lupin. Once he's discovered by all these people who think he's guilty, he really has to count on his old bond of friendship with Remus to keep him safe, to keep him alive, because Harry is so angry he wants to kill Sirius, which I don't think he would have. Remus is ready to either kill him or take him into custody, and all he can do is look at Remus and trust that his old friend will believe him, that he's innocent, and that that rat is actually Peter Pettigrew, and that Peter is actually the one who caused all the betrayal. And Remus Lupin does. He does believe Sirius. And Sirius and Remus are able to have a long-awaited and long-needed reconciliation. These are two guys who really needed a friend, and now they're finally together. And for this short, infinitesimal time, they think they're going to be able to clear Sirius of all his charges. They think he'll be able to be proved innocent and be free to go on with his life. And Sirius and Harry, both these lonely people who need somebody, think that they're going to be able to live together and have some kind of life together as godfather and godson. And that is so short, and Harry is so excited, and it's all just taken away. Remus, in his excitement to catch up with Sirius, forgets his werewolf potion. I don't remember what it's called. And as he transforms, Peter escapes. All hope of proving his innocence is lost to Sirius, and he has to go on the run again. And of course that means Harry's hopes of having his godfather are kind of dashed as well. Nothing good really happens for Harry in the whole series. So with the help of Harry and Hermione and Dumbledore and Buckbeak, Sirius escapes. He goes into hiding, which isn't the worst. Sirius kind of has an adventurous spirit. He's very intelligent. He has to use that intelligence to keep himself safe and hidden. But he would really like to be able to be a godfather to Harry and help Harry, and he just can't. He can write letters, he can give advice, he can send presents, but that's certainly not the same thing as actually being able to be there for him. And then from here, things just keep going downhill for Sirius. Voldemort comes back, for real this time, and Sirius has to go even deeper into hiding. He offers up his house to the Order of the Phoenix, but he kind of feels like that's all he gets to do. And he feels kind of trapped there. He can't go out and show himself. Everyone still thinks he's guilty. There was no way to prove he wasn't. So he ends up confined to the home that he rebelled against, a place where he's not happy anyway. He's not a prisoner anymore, but he's certainly not free. And for someone like him who already gets bored and needs something to do, he's having a rough time. In fact, Hermione shows some pretty good wisdom in guessing that Sirius is secretly hoping that Harry will actually get expelled during this time where they're considering expelling him. Because if Harry's expelled, he can go live with Sirius and they can hide out in the headquarters of the Order of the Phoenix together and they can be outcasts together. But Sirius feels guilty for secretly hoping that Harry will be expelled, and it's just all these emotions and he doesn't know what to do, and there's a time when he's just not very nice. The happiest time that Sirius seems to have during the Order of the Phoenix book is Christmas. He finally gets to have Harry and the Weasleys, and there's some holiday cheer. In fact, the book says he goes tromping around the house singing Christmas carols. If you've ever gone through depression before, you know that a time of joy like that can almost be worse, because then it's over and nothing has changed and it's just back to the way it was before. And then during all this waiting and depression and feeling like he just can't do anything, just waiting for his chance, he hears that Harry and some friends are in danger in the Department of Mysteries. Sirius needs to get out and feel like he's doing something. This is the son of his best friend we're talking about, who's in danger. So Sirius does not stay home. He rushes to the rescue, as should be expected of him, knowing what we know about him. And while I'm sure that Sirius's intention was not to rush to his death, if he had to die, I think this is the way he would have wanted to go, which was fighting to protect someone he loves and cares about. And none of us wanted to see that. We know how much he means to Harry. We want him to stay around. We want Harry to be happy for once. And Harry loses a person that he cares so much about. Like I said, this was not going to end happy. Tell me, do you think that Sirius's belief in friendship is a strength or a weakness? Tell me in the comments. And if you like hearing videos about your favorite characters, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!